everyone. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and welcome to my show. I would appreciate it if you would hit the like and share and subscribe button. I am sort of new here, but what I want to talk about is the advantages that Gen Z have today that we didn't have when I was growing up. I want to start by saying that I was born in a little small town, Baton Tennessee, and as a child, my friends and I, we were not allowed to use the public toilet. In other words, we had to go to a little, we called it a little creek, but what it was a sort of ditch that ran between two mounds of land, and there was water there, trees would swim there. And all around the little town, like I said, in the little town, but all around the little town, everywhere you look, there were signs in the windows of the businesses saying no colors allowed. And this was in 1960. I was born in 63. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated 3 days after I was born. I never actually got a chance to know my mom. She passed away when I was like 9 months old. But I was raised by her sister, and and the community, of course, back then was like it took a village to raise a child. It actually took a village to raise a child. I mean, everybody participated in that child's life. You know, all of their support to upbringing. I don't think there's absolutely no way Gen Z could have survived back then. I mean, back then, black people had a place, and if you got out of that place, you were put back quick. And where I live, it was sort of akin to Dodge City. There were a lot of saloons I was raised right in the heart of saloons, at least 4 or 5. And there were constant fights, constant shootings. As a child, I've seen more death than I'll probably ever will since I've been an adult. But there were times when you questioned the thing, but it was a thing that we dealt with, considering the challenges that we face. I mean, nowadays, you young people are too emotional. Whenever you feel like your manhood or civil rights are being challenged, back then you could treat it less as white people. I mean, the N-word flew freely from their mouth, and no one dared even think about it twice. I remember being a child. I think I was like 9 years old, and I was walking down the street of this little town where I was raised that I did not have the name of, and a truckload of young white boys rolled down the road, and they threw a couple of urine in my face. A 9-year-old child. These were adults. I mean, come on, who does that? But that is just one of the things that you had to deal with back then. Another thing that you dealt with is you were often singled out for specific crimes, even if they knew who did it, even if they knew a white person did it. They would come to the black community and you were singled out, especially if you already had some kind of involvement with law enforcement. Myself as a kid, I was mischievous as a kid. I was always doing this stuff, and I paid the price for it growing up. I mean, I was raised with a brother who was 2 years older and a sister who was 4 years older. And things got so bad, my sister, she would run away from home just to be with people in another town away from that town because it was awful. I said before, this is before the internet and before all those resources and all of that. I mean, if you're black, you got to treat us some way and keep your mouth shut. Nowadays, people are so quick to want to make a mountain out of molehill. If you want to call it that. But back then, I'm gonna tell you, white people they were open about the way they felt about black people. Back then, you were a commodity, and I mean, like any other commodity, were to be bought and sold, just like a pack of trees or a pack of bologna that you were going to go and buy. Uh, I'm not insinuating that I was alive during slavery, but I missed it by this much. I mean, the 60s were raw. That's the only way I can give. The 60s were raw. Uh, the schools, they had just passed the segregation bill, but it didn't feel like it. I mean, teachers treated you differently if you were black. Just everything was so different than what it is now. I mean, Gen Z has it so privileged nowadays. Just so much. Back then, white people didn't feel like if you were black, white people didn't feel like you had a right to basic things like learning to drive and just a number of other things that kids nowadays take for granted. Um, the prisons back then, they weren't as full as they are now, but they were still the majority of the same as they are today, but just not as capacitated as they are nowadays. Um, as I mentioned earlier, I've seen a lot of people right across the street from where we live, and we live right in the heart of everything. It was just like our city, right in the heart of everything. Go to the grocery store directly across the street from where we live, and people were constantly fighting and getting shot, and it's where the guys, the younger ones, would assemble on a daily basis and shoot crap. But I mean, shoot crap for those that don't know what I mean. And they would drink, and eventually fights would break out. I witnessed up close and personal people getting shot and killed more times than I care to remember. It was a hard life coming up, but the lady who raised me, my aunt, she took some sting out of it as best as she could. And like I said before, she did a great job, and especially for a single mom who was raising 3 kids who were not her own kids. We, and oh, another thing, she didn't constantly have a lot of women in and out. You know, she wasn't that type of woman. I mean, she didn't believe in bringing in around us. I mean, she wanted to protect us, as best she could. And there came a time, oh, about my dad. I want to mention him. He was never constant. He would come like maybe once every 6 months to see us, but he had a whole other family and whole other kids. Hence, I had a truckload of stepbrothers and sisters. I think that one of the things I like to stress more than anything else is the fact that racism has gotten a lot better. I hear a lot of people that go, oh, there's no such thing as racism, there's no racism. You are wrong. And then people talk about a solution to racism. Well, that's the news for you. There's no solution. I mean, it was here before my time. It was here during your time. It's going to be here after everybody's gone. And the reason it's going to be here is because it's more of a mindset than anything else. Older people, people around my age, I'm 61, people around my age know that racism is not going to go anywhere. They know that. And I just wish more young people nowadays would sit down and talk with the older generation. You can really learn a lot. I mean, there is like a trick test of knowledge for these older people. And before I end this out, I just want to say that I fear for today's generation. I really do. And because of the way things are now, the price of food, the price of gas, the price of everything, it is going to get worse. It definitely is going to get worse. And I fear the generation. And I don't even want to begin to think about the next generation. I mean, we have so many young people now. I mean, people, I mean, young people who should be able to, I've met young people who can't string together a sentence to save their life. And that is pathetic. It really is. But that's the society that we're living in now. And it worse. Uh, I'd like to thank you all for joining me on my show. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned tomorrow because I'm going to do this on a daily basis. I'm going to have a different topic for you every day. And